All right, so I'm out on a property that has already been approved by insurance. We had a call into the office. She said that she needs a price to get the roof replaced. But as always, we try to go by the insurance report numbers. That way we can guarantee that their only out-of-pocket expenses are deductible and they don't have any surprises. Plus, if insurance is going to cover it, why not take advantage of that? A lot of times people that file claims on their own, they get their insurance report. They don't understand that there is a depreciation check that's coming on the back end. They think they only have the first check that was sent and that's all they get, and they have to pay for the rest out of pocket. So that's why a lot of people wait and don't call a roofer right away, because they don't understand the insurance process. Insurance adjusters, when they come out, they are spitting out lingo that they use every single day and don't take time to explain what a ACV is, what an RCV is, what net claim means, what depreciation means as far as report, what the report means. That just is like gibberish to everybody. So I'm going to kind of do a walkthrough of what I do as far as looking at the property, because a lot of your value as a salesman comes from the fact that you filed the claim and you helped get it approved. Yes, that you helped get it approved. And that you are the one that was there. Whenever someone is calling you and it's already been approved, you have to have something that has some value for you to kind of set you apart from everybody else. Because a lot of roofers, they're going to call them. Those people are right away going to, sure, yeah, I can come out and get you a price. And they're not looking at using insurance report or going by those numbers. They're just trying to knock out that job really fast. They do a cash price and move on to the next customer. But for us, we're trying to make sure that the customer only ends up with their deductible as their out of pocket. And if there's other things that should have been covered, that we're doing this service. So this service is coming out and taking a look. So you come out and take a look, and what you're doing is, whether you have the report already or not, is you are going to do this inspection like you don't know it's been approved, or like you are searching for everything that should be approved. So you're going to do a complete walk around of everything, get counts of everything, and then compare that to the adjuster's report so that you can show your professionalism and you can show that you know what you're talking about. I think the other neighbors might be outside. So that you can kind of show your value and what you bring to the table and that you offer. All right, so first you're going to walk around the perimeter. You get pictures of each side as you go around. Do walk around the perimeter, check for gutters, downspouts, window screens, garage doors, fences that have stain, that have been damaged by hail. Take a look at the other structures around the outside too. So that's the first thing you're going to do. All right, so next, after you've done the perimeter and you're getting up on the roof, if you know it's already been approved by insurance, then you don't have to look for hail damage. If you don't know, sometimes people are weird about giving you information. So if you don't know if it has or not, then look for hail damage on all the slopes. You don't have to mark it up or anything, but just look for it on all the slopes and just say, yes, we agree you had hail damage. You know, they should have totaled your roof out. Did they do that for you? After you get some more information. For this one specifically, I know that it's been approved by insurance. I am out here doing a check to make sure everything that should have been covered is covered, and just take a look at the roof, kind of inspect the decking. I'm walking around everywhere to make sure everything feels good, see whatever problem areas there are, and kind of go from there. So let me give you an overview of this roof. All right, so this roof, I've got Valley Metal underneath here. I could hear it when I was walking on it, and I could also see it over here on this side where it was coming down and rested right there. So I know Valley Metal needs to be on there. I've got a count of all of my pipes. I've got the count of the box vents and satellite dishes, skylights. We also have an issue over here for this power mast that looks like the tree fell and took this out, which they don't live here. This is just their other home. So I'm not sure if they're aware of the damage that's here. So this is definitely going to be an area of concern. We're going to have to take that out, redeck that, and then see how we need to hook that back up for them, or if we're just taking it out completely. So that's something I'll need to address when I call her. She's got architectural shingles, regular ridge caps. The chimney cap doesn't really have any damage on there, so that shouldn't have been included. There's also lots of wear and tear. So whenever someone is getting you to look for insurance, even though I know I'm looking for certain things, like I'm looking for to make sure insurance covered it, you also want to point out flaws in the roof. That way they have some urgency to get it done. So some flaws in this roof are, of course, the ridge caps are wearing out. They're down to the asphalt layer, down to fiberglass. That is typical, but these areas will start leaking. There's also a manufacturer's defect on this roof. So this bundle or bundles that were installed right through here all have, oh, I didn't even follow, all have a manufacturer's defect. So you've got these shingles that are still, I mean, they're all hail damaged, but they're still intact. The granules are for the most part. And then you get over here where there's virtually no granules left. And this is a manufacturer's defect. As it rains, water will absorb into this asphalt layer and into this fiberglass. So it's just something I take pictures of, make sure I mention to them. So there's several places. There's also down here in this area of the house along the porch where this is fine, and then we start the manufacturer's defect right through here. So there were just some bundles that were bad, but this roof needs to be changed out pretty soon. I've walked around, I don't really feel any decking issue areas except for that spot over there. I'll ask her about the satellite dish, and then a couple other things that I do just to try to seal the deal and make it more personal and professional on our end. Of course, take pictures of any issues that you see, just because homeowners don't always deem hail damage as something, you know, the roof's not leaking currently. And hail damage, you know, you can point out to where the, you know, granules are impacted into the asphalt layer, like what hail actually looks like. And sometimes that's just not very alarming to people, but things like this and the way those granules are going there, those are alarming to people. And that's more of an incentive for people to go ahead and move forward with getting this taken care of, because you can put some urgency behind it. Make sure you fill the decking all around the chimney. Check for flashing issues. If anything was installed incorrectly, you also bring that up as well. This structure here was not on her report when I looked at it. So when I get done here, I'm gonna go take a look at that to see if that should have been covered as well. And then this last issue here, and then I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do before I call her. So we've got our skylight down here. Skylights are always an issue, but this skylight got busted out, and she has a leak in the living room area, which I'm going to assume is right through here somewhere. This decking does feel pretty soft right here. So this is going to hold water, and that is going to leak in. So that is an issue area. So what I'm going to do before I talk to her is I'm going to tarp this over, try to keep the water out of here. I'm going to go through and see if there's anywhere that I need a silicone that is an issue area. That way I can say, hey, while I was there, I took care of this, because these are some immediate issues, and I don't want it to damage your home even further. And I found, you know, shingles that had a manufacturer's defect. You have a bunch of cracks in your ridge caps. Your roof is extremely hail damaged on all slopes. I'm glad they paid for it for you. I would definitely go ahead and move forward with getting the roof done. When can we go over the adjuster's report together and wrap it up? But that's kind of my brief description on, well, semi-brief, kind of not brief, on what I do if I'm being called out to a house that is already approved by insurance. It just needs to be able to be closed out and become a customer of ours. and that's how I kind of go above and beyond to make sure that I take care of everybody. So they use us. One last tidbit as I walk down here to where the roof line comes down to a porch area. This isn't flat, it's got like a 212 pitch on it, so it's going to shed some water. However, you want to make sure that you're pointing out every install issue that you can currently find. Make a list of those, however it works for you. But right here, this strip where this pitch changes, this should have valley metal through here, or storm guard, and it has neither, it just has felt. So if water sits here, it's going to absorb into that felt underneath and cause an interior leak. Like this spot right here is pretty flat in between, so water is going to sit here as it rains, and that is an issue for interior leaks. So any install issue you can find, and then put in why our roofing system is better and what we do instead, and we're going to make sure that they're taken care of.